Hey guys, I'm so excited because today I have someone so special here, my friend Glamzilla. She was gracious enough to share her time and just be here and bring her beauty and just all her beautiful essence. And I'm super excited to glam her. We're doing a bridal series. Do you want to tell me a little bit about what we're doing?
He's transforming me into the ultimate bride. And I guess we're gonna show them every step of the way?
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So you start off with the eyes?
Yeah, I like to do eyes first just because in case there's any fallout or any like sparkly eyeshadows that I might use, if they fall, I can just clean it up and then skin does not get like disturbed.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Wait, what's your eye makeup look you're gonna do?
Well, since it's bridal, I think we can stick with like rose gold and pinky, like brownie pinks kind of. Cause I feel like, yeah, cause I feel like it's your wedding day. You're not trying to be like, this is not a concert, it's not a music video. You know, you want people to like look at you and your gorgeous skin. I definitely want to focus more on the skin, I think. So I've already primed her eyes with a liquid eyeshadow primer. I just wanted to kind of create a clean slate. And so we primed her lid, and then now I'm gonna start with eyeshadow. I'm gonna lightly powder it just to kind of make sure we get a nice even application. I like to do that with this primer just because it does give you a smoother base to start applying eyeshadow, and then you're not gonna get like a full grab and impact of eyeshadow. But boom, she's ready for eyeshadow. So I like to do the eyeshadow first just in case there's any fallout or we have anything that's kind of moving around. I can kind of clean it up and I'm not disturbing the skin underneath.
I love the glam, but I wanna know the tea. Where's the craziest place a client's ever asked you to do their makeup?
Literally in a flying car on the way downtown to for her to have birth. So now I'm using the Makeup by Mario Master Matte's shadow, and I'm using this brownie color right here. It's kind of like in between a taupe and a brown. I love that because it has like a more of a cooler undertone. And then I'm just gonna literally start working the color out here, and I'm gonna start lightly bringing it into the crease. So now I'm picking up that same color, and I'm just gonna like lightly carve a crease. I'm just gonna switch the brush back and forth. I'm gonna create a little dimension because I'm gonna come in with like some sparkly shadows. So I want to give a little background for that pop.
For bridal, do you recommend matte or?
Well, I like both, but I like to start off with the matte just to kind of give you the definition, and then I just like will pop it like right in the middle. So now I'm gonna pick up a little bit of a more warmer brown, and this is from the Master Matte's palette. I just love these palettes because I feel like they have everything you would ever need. And I'm just gonna focus the color a little bit more like on the outer part of the lash line, kind of blending it in just to create a little bit of like a snatch. So pro tip is I like to do the eyes first before I do the skin, because if there's any fallout, you can just wipe it off and then you don't mess up any of the concealer or the skin work that you've done. Okay, so now I'm lining her lash line, and I'm just gonna use the more chocolatey deep brown. I'm just gonna do a very thin line, like super thin. And I'm actually gonna have you look down a little bit. Right there's perfect. I pack the color right in here. So I'm just using just more of like a diffuse liner, because then if I do want to do like a more crispy one, kind of gives me that guidance, see how I'm shaping your eye. And then from here, I'm just gonna curl your lash a little bit and put some mascara. What's the longest you've ever glammed?
I could glam from 3 minutes to 7 days. I'll take up as long as I need to.
Yeah.
Whatever time I'm given, I will use it.
I love that. I feel like the longest I've had for, you know, like my favorite clients is like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours.
Oh.
And it just depends, like if they're trying on clothes or changing, you know, like hair or outfits or trying different vibes. 3 4 hours is good for me. So I just smoked out the outer part of her eyes, and then I'm just using the chocolatey brown just to kind of create like a little bit of a snatch. So I'm dragging it out, and then I'm using a big fluffy brush just to kind of get rid of any lines and any like harsh kind of situation, and it just softens everything. And then from here, I'm just gonna use a little bit of a makeup wipe or like a wet sponge, and I'm gonna drag it across just to kind of clean up the line and give you a little bit more of a sharp edge. So what I do is I drop a little micellar water in the back of my hand.
Okay.
And then I just soak my wedge sponge in it. Next, you just drag it across, and then you like pull, and it kind of gives you like a more cleaner, like snatched shape.
Oh my gosh!
All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna curl her lash a little bit, and I'm just gonna wiggle these in there, and then I'm gonna pinch and just pump it like a couple times just to make sure you get all the hairs. I'm gonna do a little mascara. But what I like about it is it builds and it doesn't like clump. It's like almost like a little bit more watery.
Everyone loves this mascara.
Yeah, the Thrive. I just like literally like maybe in the last like month come across it.
It's a tubing formula, so it just wraps around your lash. And can you tell the difference, guys? Can you actually see the difference? It's one coat right now.
To give you a little bit of like a lift too. I always go for mascaras that I feel like give you more lift opposed to fullness, because I always like to put a little lash in there, like either an individual or a strip. I just want the lashes to kind of have a background for the lift when I lay it down, and then they kind of all go up together.
That makes sense. So you want the lift to last all night.
So now I'm gonna pop the eyes with a little bit of a shimmery, kind of sparkly eyeshadow. This is something that I am dropping very soon. Super excited about, because I feel like I've been working on these forever. And I like to apply this on my fingers. You just like tap it in. Look how pretty that dances in the light. Oh, yeah, and then you can just like add a little bit of this one in there. The colors are not like super crazy. It's just like almost looks when you're under the light like it looks a little wet. So I'm just tapping the color on the lid. This is a more like rose goldy sparkly shadow. See, this is why I like to do it before the skin, because if there's any kind of like fallout or anything, then you can just like catch it.
It had glitter. Crazy!
But you know what's so crazy? This is actually not glitter,
What
which
is
is
it?
what I struggle. They're just like pearls. But I like looked for these for years because I wanted something that on the skin didn't feel like you had anything on, but it just danced like glitter, you know? Yeah, so if you've ever seen this on a stage, maybe at a tour, I don't know, maybe like recently, these were the ones. A beautiful silver tone shade right now. That's like my favorite. I feel like it really gives you like a true like chromey effect, but it's not glitter. It just is like the most like beautiful like foily like pearls. See how pretty that dances?
Yeah, I feel like these are like dazzling.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Eye
Like
effects.
you know, just give you like a fun little sparkle moment. They're fun for the summer. They're fun. Like honestly, this is also like a perfect New Year's moment. I mean, I know we already passed it, but sometimes you could even put them on your body. Like I like to use them like on the décolleté. I love a good sparkly body. Okay, so I'm using the color taupe, and I'm only using mostly in the inner part of the brow because I want to create a little bit of softness in here, and then I'm going to come in with something a little bit darker. I feel like this gives me a nice little like intro or beginning of the brow, and then it's almost like a little bit of a pre-map out, so I can see like how I want to shape it, and then with the darker one, you can kind of come in and structure and line detail it a little bit more. I like to paint underneath because that way it blends the lashes with your natural like lash line. And they look a little less clockable. Yeah, we're gonna put some of this on the outer part, so now I'm gonna turn you that way. Oh, right there. I'm just gonna start shaping here. And I'm using medium brown, and I'm gonna mostly focus that color on the outer part because I wanna create more like of the tail. And then I'm just using a powder for this part because I feel like the powder and the cream kind of lock each other down. And then from here, I'll do maybe a little bit of brow pen just like in that part.
How do you lock in brows?
Wig gel, because that keeps the hairs in there.
He just pulled out the ultimate throwback. This is a cult classic formula. Inglot. It's their liner. You love
My
this.
favorite. Oh, this is like my staple. I like order these on Amazon like every other week.
Really?
A void, honey. That's just like a
Yeah.
void. And so I like to just tuck it under the lash line. So I'm gonna put it in here.
And it's gonna dry down and not move.
And if it does transfer on the bottom, you can clean up. That's why I'd rather do it now. So later on, I don't have to clean up any like mascara or concealer work. But what I love about it is that when you put your lashes, you just get the most intense like black effect in there.
You put it on your lashes too?
These are like almost as mascara. So now I'm just gonna do a little bit of a beauty milk. This is something fun that I'm working on. Okay, and I'm gonna do a little oil. Now we're building the glow. Okay, now that we did that, we're gonna let it marry into the skin, and then we're gonna do a little bit of my oil. This is my magic oil. I love to use a beauty oil underneath the eyes, especially because you're gonna be baking, and this really preps the under eye area, so that way it's all hydrated. So if you're gonna bake, your skin's like gonna absorb the powder's really nice, and it won't get like crepey and like, you know, creasy. But I think we're probably not even gonna bake. I love what's happening. I think we're gonna live in this world for a little bit. So now I'm doing a little bit of a lip oil just to prep the lips, and I'm using my lip oil in the color Golden Milk. And I love this lip oil because it has jojoba oil and castor oil. Really hydrating. I love jojoba oil in like anything, like skincare, body care, just a really nice oil, just like nice and slippery. I just want to infuse skincare into like makeup so that you're getting, I feel like that's where everybody's going, and I love it because it's just bettering your skin, your makeup. This is the Hydra Glow. This is a really good one because you know she's gonna last, and it gives you the most beautiful like glowy effect. If you have texture skin, you might not like this one, honestly, I have to say that. But for me, like I would not use it. But for clients that are like in that vibe, it's so perfect for that. So I like to start at the neck first, and then I work it into the chest. So make sure, you know, obviously with taking pictures, you want everything to be connected. I'm going just a slightly bit warmer on you because I'm gonna contour and kind of do like bronzers.
You're starting at my neck.
Yeah, it's always, for me, especially with my clients, like I always like to start with the neck because you want to make sure that everything, the whole body connects to the face, so that, and especially because you're gonna do like contour and bronzers, so I want to make sure that I know what color I'm gonna commit to on the body first before I get up here. Because sometimes you might be like, oh, you know what, it's actually too olivey, you know, or maybe too orange, so like you'll know for sure. But if you do all of this and then you get down here, you're like, whoa, you notice the color more here because it's gonna be so open. And then you get distracted by blush and eye up here, so it's not as like impactful as if you see your body. But that looks so pretty on you.
Okay, I noticed that you're picking up a little bit of foundation, buffing it in. Picking up a little bit, buffing it in.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Just because I feel like you're covering more territory and it kind of gives you like an airbrushed finish because you're like working the product in the skin opposed to like packing it on and then trying to blend it. Unfortunately, you end up having more coverage than you might want. This kind of gives you like control of like dispersing the product in a more light, like air kind of airy kind of way, you know. This is my Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate contour, and I just love this one. It's like, I think it's just the perfect undertones of olive and like warmth, and it doesn't read too red or orange.
Okay, let's see.
And then I just first start in here just to kind of sculpt the jawline a little bit.
Oh, Wow, that was instant.
Yeah, see how it gives you like a little zoop? And then I'm using the same brush that I use for foundation because I feel like I have a little bit of those oils and whatever product that I use on the skin, so they'll kind of marry each other easier. And then from here, I'm just gonna use a little, I'm gonna leave it a little bit marked and then I come back and kind of start blending it. But just to see like where I'm gonna shape and kind of sculpt.
You know your layering? I can really respect it because what you're saying makes sense, and I do this too.
Yeah, it's my fave. I feel like especially for contour, like if you do this first, well, you know, like it gives you dimension, and then when you come back with powders, you're like, oh, that's exactly where I want to put my permanent contour. But officially,
Because a lot of makeup artists say this mumbo jumbo that don't make sense, but you are looking at it from a layering standpoint.
yeah.
Like how you're layering products on my face,
It's
I can
so important.
feel we're building up glow.
Yes. And then sometimes depending on like the final look, I will add like a little bit of a darker one. But see right now, I just feel like it's giving me like a mini soft kind of contour.
What's your biggest makeup pet peeve?
Like seeing people's like hairlines look a little orangey or like.
Me too.
Cause you're like,
Not kidding.
I can't even look at your eye because I'm distracted.
Yeah,
You know?
like why is your scalp white and your face is
Yes.
orange?
Or your face is orange and your body's white, you know?
Yeah, make it make sense.
Okay, so that's that. Now we're gonna go into blush. So now I'm just gonna contour the nose a little bit.
Wow.
Lightly kind of paint the nose here and just bring it up to right there. And look how glassy your skin is though, I love. And I'm gonna do a little bit on the lip line.
I look ethereal.
Yes. Are we giving angelic?
I'm giving pride. Woman of
Ooh.
my dreams.
What I love about this blush is that it's like you can really go there with the color, or you can like sheer it out and just kind of like do a light wash. And then I feel like when you do a light wash, it becomes a little bit more pink. And then when you like pack it more, it becomes like more peachy. Blush, I just feel like adds so much life and dimension to the glam.
Do you think there's such thing as doing too much blush?
There can be, yes. Because I love blush, but in person, sometimes when I'm seeing people and I'm like, whoa, but it reads so beautifully in pictures. But in person, I would never be able to get away with that on my clients because they're obviously gonna be like, whoa, I look like a clown. But you know, for like TikTok, Instagram, I think it's stunning. Like I see why you have to go that far, you know, but my clients will kill me. They'll be like, girl, I'll never walk out of my house like this. Now we're gonna blend it a little and start marrying everything together. And we're gonna start connecting all of them together. The contour to the foundation. And then from here, once I blend it, I'll start to add like brightness and highlight. More passive foundation, but at least you see like, now I know where I want to leave the contour. Okay, so now that we're here, we're gonna come and add a little bit of brightness. Forever Skin Correct. And I just like this color because he has like a little bit of like a peachy undertone in it. It's good for neutralizing, and it's just, I'm also gonna use it for like brightening.
That's my actual shade.
No way.
CR.
Stop.
Are you a professional?
Well,
Is this what you do for
But
me?
honestly, you know, right now I feel like in my kit, this is the only one because this is my Kim kit.
Yeah?
Yep.
Am I the same color as
Yeah.
Kim?
Kim and Demi Moore.
I'm the same color as Kim.
And Demi Moore. I just love this color. It's like so perfect. We can agree. It's like has a little bit of pink undertone.
Yep.
A little bit of the yellow. I'll grab the Studio Fix powders. I'm gonna probably use like a couple. So I'll use like C5, C4, and I'm just gonna start powdering like in certain areas. But I lightly do it because I feel like I still don't want to keep the glow effect. I don't want to completely matte it out. Just kind of lightly giving you like a little.
Veil. He just added a beautiful veil of powder on my under eye, and it just everything together. Like the eye shape, how you wing it out, the shape of it, and the layering is the same as what B looks like. Especially how you've been recently doing her.
Yes, exactly.
This is
Because I feel
it.
like there's been like a updated you know, for Cowboy Carter. I was like, what are we gonna do differently this time that we did for like Renaissance? And I feel like this is kind of like in that you know, family. Just kind of a little sculpting, kind of like dimension. There's a little bit of like that liner effect that I'm trying to emphasize with the. Yeah.
Okay.
It's her.
Wow. So romantic.
Yeah, so it's like, it gives you like the little flutter, but it's not too cray-cray. Okay, so now we lay her down. I always like to glue the outer corner just a tiny bit up top, because then it kind of lifts and snatches more.
What is this?
Oh my god, this is my favorite mascara ever. This is the Extended Play Giga Black Lash.
Wow, this is an old OG?
I don't know if it's OG, but it is my favorite for bottom lashes, because the spoolie is so thin and small, you can like really paint them.
Oh my gosh, I can see it.
You can get in there, and then they're not like, 'cause I feel like when you use big ones, like you get it everywhere before you actually coat the mascara, the lash. And with this one, you can get in there and it like paints the lash so beautifully. And just the formula is so like perfect for a bottom lash. Here's my little pro tip that I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna spray the brush with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Spray. Now I'm actually going to dip it into the shadow, pick some up, and it's gonna give me like an extra like lockdown. So I'm gonna go boom, Just as like little finessing moments.
Refining
Yeah.
and defining.
I always do that though with like clients. I never just be like, okay, we're done. When you're rushing with clients, this is like one of my favorite tricks. Or sometimes like, let's say you're switching like looks on a client. They did like a red lip. This kind of cancels everything else. So you can get like a new lip and then you're not having a little bit of red poking through. So now I'm using my lip liner. This is in the shade Transfigure. This is more like my taupey, like nudie color. Like I love this. This is more like my universal. There's not too much brown. There's not too much gray. Right amount of pink. I'm gonna start shaping it. So I love because you can really like shape the lips without having to sharpen it. So like for me, like I'm always rushing with clients. So I was like, what shape can I do that will allow me to still shape everything but not have too much going on, that I can shape without having to hurry up and like sharpen something. I'm actually gonna do two. I'm gonna like bump just to make the ombre a little bit more accentuated. I'm gonna do alignment. And once I've done this, I just kind of draw these little lines here.
Why do you do those lines?
I like it because it starts to prep the lip for like the ombre. So it's almost like a pre-ombre, and then all I do is just grab like a little brush and kind of fade everything in. And this is like a fun little trick, especially when you're doing like a red like ombre lip. This is the best. If you do like a, what is it from MAC, that black, I love that black or purpley plum lip liner.
Night moth.
Yes, like a night moth, and then you do a red in the middle with this. It's so pretty. Okay, so now I'm just doing one more color, and this is alignment. And I'm just gonna basically focus it on the top and the Cupid's bow, and then on the bottom, just like in the bottom part of the lip. Just where it's more rounded. I just feel like this area is nice for you to like pout, and instead of going like everywhere, because then you just create like a duck lips. We don't want that. Okay, now I'm just doing a little V in, here. And what I'm gonna do is grab an eyeshadow brush. I'm just gonna lightly start diffusing everything before I apply the lipstick. I think I'm gonna go for like a pinky kind of color since we did that in the blush. And then I'm gonna top it. My favorite trick is like to top it with the Blossom blush, because it gives you like a little punch of like soft pink color. I was gonna use my lipstick, and this is in the shade Refined. I'm just gonna use a lip brush though, because I want to ombre it out. Now I'm gonna lay the color in the middle. I love how like pinky it is. Sometimes I even like to use it as a blush. Have you used that like lipstick as blush?
Of course.
That was like a trick I learned from my mom. Just use red and just go in. Yeah, it's such a pretty like neutrally pink kind of vibe. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pump the blush a little with the lipstick. So actually what I'm gonna do is gonna put it on the back of my hand, and I'm just basically like gonna pop it right here. It's like my favorite for like a monochromatic vibe.
It really amps it up and matches all of the textures.
Yes, because there's a little bit of jojoba oil in there. And because there's jojoba oil in the primer and in the face glow, they kind of all like know each other. Like, oh, hey, I've seen you before. And now from here, we're gonna pop your body glow. And I think we're good. And this is in the shade Gold Button. And I'm just gonna lightly go underneath the brow bone. Run the color back and forth here, just to kind of lift the brow a little and kind of create like that glowy vibe. Okay, now let's do the other one.
I'm so like...
Yay! Like, we're gonna spray your face with the Huda Beauty spray, and honestly, you can just keep your glam to your wedding day.
Yeah.
It'll
I
last.
think that's what I'm gonna have to do.
It'll literally last though. I'm gonna like lightly run it down here. I always struggle with like body glows that leave still a little pearl where you still have like that goldy effect. They kind of sometimes disappear. But see, like you can still kind of leave it on there. Now what I do is I come in here. She's definitely feeling herself now.
Yeah, it's like, how did I get skinny all of a sudden? It's like I'm getting skinnier by the second. Oh my gosh.
This is the clear one though, but it's basically they're the sisters, you know, they know each other. So like I said earlier, they're gonna mesh very well together. I'm gonna pop it with, I just like to do this with the beauty sponge, like a beauty blender. It really like lays it down nicely right there.
Oh my gosh.
So now we'll do it on this side. Now we're gonna do a little bit on the nose, just like a kiss, see? Just a kiss. Now she's a glowy goddess.
Oh.
You're done.
Okay.
We're just gonna set it with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Spray. Lock everything in and make sure that the makeup does not go anywhere. Just gonna spray. And just let her dry down.
That's the Huda Beauty setting spray.
Yeah, this is like my new fave, guys.
He sneezed on the beat and the beat got sicker. Beyonce. Oh.
Gorgeous.
I'm the most beautiful girl in the world.
Yes, you are. You've been that girl.
Like, my gosh.
You've been that girl.
Like a bride. Yeah. Oh my god! So pretty. I love this.
Okay, and so to top off the look, I'm just gonna do some lip oil, and this is my lip oil in the shade Fluorescent. And I just like it because it has like that pinky, like pearly undertone. Just matches the blush and complements it so pretty. Like it just makes lips so juicy, so your husband's gonna be like, I cannot wait to kiss those lips when I see them coming down the aisle. Glamzilla to Bridezilla. So cute. She is a bride at goal, honey. My baby's so cool. We're getting married.
Oh, God! Oh my God! Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you look amazing.
Guys, what do you think?
You're ready to walk down the aisle, boo.
Thank you for your
I love you.
Thank you for your
being here. This is the completed look that I did on the stunning Glamzilla. This is our bridal inspired look. We did glassy, glowy skin. I just wanted to emphasize the beauty of Glamzilla's skin. She has the best skin I've ever seen in my life. And here she is, she's ready to walk down the aisle.
Oh, I need to show them.
Yes, give them the reveal, give them the glass.
Oh my gosh.
She's a bridal dream.
Get into it, honey. With this glam, I don't need a veil. This is phenomenal.
All right, guys, so if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and click the link below. Like and comment, and let me know what you guys think of this look and what you guys want me to do next. See you on the next one.